Skinny shaming has the same effect as fat shaming for keeping it 100.
Twitter users' inability to differentiate interpersonal experience and feelings versus genuine oppression will always amaze me.
I mean, just because it's one versus another doesn't take out the definition nor nullify it being such thing. It's still shaming regardless, which inherently is not good. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/Fatlogic, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and to see more content like this in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to make them wholesome internet discussions happen, and if you have not already, subscribe and turn on those notifications. Okie dokie, let's go. I get where you're coming from, but my dog has a slow feeder bigger than this, and he's a big dog, and he still eats too fast. So I'm sure there's a balance for the size of the dog to the bowl.
It's actually just a sick form of doggy torment. A fat dog is a healthy dog, and they can run. You don't get a muscular dog with those bowls. You get a suburbs dog that can fit in a purse. It goes into the purse because it hopes you dropped a Tic Tac because it's starving all the time.
You're really trying to come off as that person that went through 50 pages of Google searches to find the one result that went your way. Honestly, I wish that animals could be chubby without it being a health concern, but it still is, regardless, so it's not cool. And as someone who's actually had a dog die from diabetes and actually have to get a slow feeder, all of this stuff that this person is describing in the caption above, yes, this is very much a health concern because he can either choke on food or actually eat way too much. Anybody here that owns a beagle knows that they are part vacuum cleaner.
If you are only eating the amount of food you think your body needs, you're probably not eating enough.
Yeah, you know, cause you screw you, portion control, go out the window.
It's wild that Wally is just jammed full of fat people who can't even walk because they're so dumb and lazy, and even need to use scooters like the fat people at the store who are all lazy and fat and stuff. Like, come on, bro. I know this isn't original, but like, bro. I gotta get cancelled for this new and old take about Wally and fat people. Literally, even as a kid, I really liked the movie, but was always like, well, this feels mean. I guess people woke as me are just built differently.
The movie never demonizes them, though. In fact, it tries to get you to like and root for them. Their obesity is framed as a result of their culture on the ship, not as an individual failing. Its point is that we should reflect on how our systems can perpetuate obesity. Okay, to be fair, I never really interpreted their fatness, laziness, and mental softness to be interlinked, even though that's how a lot of society will connect them. It was just the outcome of the environment they were in, and when the environment changed, they changed. Honestly, now I just kind of want to watch Wall-E all over again because it was very much stated in the movie that it was just they advertised those chairs as an ease of access, and they only showed in the orientation video grandma being in the video because she couldn't walk, but because all the catering services were so abundant and all the robots were just free to do what everyone was saying, then everybody just started using those chairs, and then that's where they got lazy because it was the path of least resistance.
Well, it turns out fat activists are trying to absorb the autism community into their goofy victim rhetoric, as well as a number of the other unrelated groups. This entire rabbit hole is truly on some next level dumbass. I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm autistic myself, and for starters, I'm not a victim, and I try to keep things as impersonal as possible. But for real, F any fat activists who think autistic people want to be shoehorned into your lame cult of unrealistically forced altruism. Second, my holistic health is unironically my biggest life priority because I have been obese before, and I was extremely unhealthy. I come from a family of fat people, and I have seen people's health decline rapidly as a result of their weight. Even so, being exposed to the hive mind of online fat activism was actually the primary reason why I realized just how unhealthy it is to be overweight. Mostly, it makes you very dumb and very weak, physically, but mostly mentally. Now, I would never, ever even imagine that being obese is healthy or acceptable to tell someone else it is. That's simply negligible and projected insecurity. Just let me say, I do not claim them. Food addiction, life complacency, victim mentality, and more than anything, obesity is not the same as autism. I'm just
Bro, for real? This dude out here really trying to make a connection between autism and being obese. That is a stretch.
If you avoid food because of calories, you have disordered eating. If you avoid food because you are afraid of getting fat, you're being fat phobic. It's not a rocket science. Think. Hashtag phobia, hashtag haze. Obesity is no more of a choice than skin color, yet only one of them is recognized as such. Who is truly oppressed in modern society? Please point out the water fountains in the 60s that said no fatties.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Nintendo has a long history of selling fitness propaganda to children. Oppression starts early. Hashtag fatphobia, hashtag haze.
You know, you would think that everybody would be in better health with the amount of jumping they do to these conclusions. Seriously, please do tell me, what exactly did Nintendo do to you?
You cannot be addicted to sugar the way you cannot be addicted to air. Sugar in any form provides us fuel for necessary functions needed to stay alive. If our body feels in danger, it can crave more as a safety measure. The body is smart.
Imagine thinking that artificial sugar is just as good as natural sugar, like the stuff that's in avocado. No, that's fat, but still, you get the idea. You could have the fruit smoothie, or you could have the Mountain Dew. The choice is yours, because apparently they do the exact same thing.
My youngest daughter is a prime example of this. Was an athlete all through school, still has six-pack abs even, lol. But her BMI is considered obese, because BMI is a sketchy way to measure somebody's health, because 200 pounds of muscle and 200 pounds of fat at the same height will give you the same number. That's like saying a minivan has the same chances of beating a Dodge Challenger as the Dodge Challenger does the minivan because they weigh the same. And you don't even need to be a car person to understand why that wouldn't work. 1. Your metabolism slows down as your body fears that you are facing a famine. Anything you do eat, your body will try to hold on to and store.
Yep, that definitely explains why there's a whole bunch of chunky people in third world countries.
Growing up in a fat-phobic household is so traumatizing because you literally have to doubt all of the natural hunger cues your body sends you because you are told to eat too much even if you're still hungry. Just because someone told you you should be full doesn't mean you are. What I've read is that an adult woman shouldn't eat fewer than 1,200 calories a day, so I can't imagine that 660 is getting you all of the nutrition you require, especially if you are burning most of that off again through exercise. I'm 5'8" and was about 185 pounds, and when I set my calorie target at 1,400 while walking 10,000 plus steps daily, I gained weight. When I set it closer to 1,700, I was able to lose again, if slowly. Too great a restriction, and your body slows your metabolism and stores everything it can as fat because it assumes food is scarce, and it is designed to protect you against starvation. I'd recommend raising your target to at least 1,200. You might find that you gain some weight initially because you are practically doubling your intake, but I imagine once your body adjusts, you'll start to see losses.
I mean, this isn't even factoring in what exactly the contents of those stuff with the calories is. Like, it's the whole 600 calories of pizza versus 600 calories of lean chicken or fish. If you are in fact trying to go for any sort of calorie counting weight loss, definitely get your stuff from credible sources and don't just go for stuff like this. It's a lot better to go for something that's actually proven that you might not exactly like initially than something that you find suits your mind but is completely trash.
Luckily, I have made my social media a safe space for me, but every once in a while something pops up, and today's Twitter got me like, ugh. So let me say something here where I feel heard/seen. Weight loss stories are so triggering for me. I do not care about your story. I'm sorry, but I have to protect myself and my beautiful, fat, healthy body from the lies that have been fed to me for years. So if that means unfollowing or muting or even blocking, I'ma do it. I don't have time to argue. Health can exist at any any size.
By definition, yes, you do in fact have a health at any size, but the fact that it is not the same state of health at every single size is the main issue. And that's on top of the fact that you're obviously getting upset at what somebody else is posting on Facebook, and instead of just unfriending them or blocking, you're complaining about it. And honestly, for me, those whole weight loss journey videos are legitimate motivation for me, so I don't know where you're coming off of it being upsetting for you. Like, one of the ones that I remember the most was this guy that was a military paratrooper, and he wound up having his legs really messed up from all the jumps he did, and he went from maybe 500 pounds to like 170 after a whole lot of hard work, and like, congratulations, dude, that is awesome. And it makes me kind of think, like, the guy that went from 400 or 500 pounds to 170 pounds with a lot of hard work makes me honestly think, my journey isn't that long, but hey, it seems doable.
Weight is not the problem. Medical professionals dismissing health conditions and problems because of weight bias, however, is. That's what is killing people in bigger bodies. Undiagnosed medical conditions cause of their body, or the fear of being body shamed when they try to preserve health. Also, the weight loss industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry preying on low self-esteem that they created. Did you know that diets don't work? 98% of people who diet will regain all weight lost, if not more, if it's meant to fail. Your fat phobia is keeping you from seeing any of this, like many of us blinded by the desire to have the perfect thin body, which most of us can't achieve, no matter what we did. People have different body types. People were made with different genetics. Who we are is not something we can change, no matter how hard we try. We can't control our body. Fat people minding our fat business, the malnourished, so confident.
Could somebody please define to me what exactly fat business is?
P.S. He told me this horrible scenario. If you don't lose weight, your arthritis is going to get bad and you'll need knee replacement surgery and won't be able to get it because your risk of infection is too high because of your weight, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I do about one leg amputation a year due to diabetes and other factors. Fear-mongering much? He was literally trying to bully and scare me into getting a bariatric effing surgery. This is fat phobia. This is medical bias. F the system. Burn it all down. Edit to add that he didn't examine me at all. He didn't even look at my leg or foot that have been swelling up. The entire reason for my visit, maybe because he could blatantly see that it was happening, because, you know, just compare the other leg, and if it looks a little different, maybe something's up.
But yeah, no, the guy that spent multiple years getting a freaking doctorate's degree, he totally doesn't know more than you.
When you've been conditioned to hate your body from birth, making peace with it will take time. Be patient with yourself as you rebuild your relationship with your body. Your body is on your team. It always has been.
Yep, definitely also when you're 700 pounds and trapped in your own little fleshy casket.
The internet. Everyone has fat rolls. Me, that's true in almost all circumstances, but some of us have more than others, and they exclude us from employment, healthcare, education, and an impartial justice system. So showing us the fat on your thin body is just boasting. I know this one is going to be difficult for some people to read. I recognize that this can be quite an emotive subject for everyone, including myself. I would be lying if I said my own experiences and trauma don't influence what I have to say. When it comes to fat oppression, it's more important to understand that it only affects fat people. The fatter you are, the more oppressed you are. Also, the thinner you are, the more privileged you are.
Could somebody please list down below jobs that are not physical fitness jobs that exclude fat people? Because I'm honestly not sure what else there is aside from physical fitness jobs, really. And I'm not talking like if you're chubby you get excluded. No, I'm talking like the 600-pound person wondering why they can't be a physical fitness coach or a lifeguard. Also, about healthcare, there are a few different documentaries about people that are purposely staying fat because they get paid disability. Like, when they were interviewed, these people knew what they were doing, so they were purposely staying fat because they were just able to make a living just being fat. So please do explain to us how that is definitely fat oppression. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more content like this in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and if you have not already, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.